I just became a student of the game, and I just put all the excuses to one side, where I was like, I'm done playing the victim and pretending like this is not for me. Fitness is for everyone. Hey Nate, you've ever noticed those guys in the gym who've been there for like 12 months and nothing changes? They're still skinny fat, their physique's exactly the same. What's up with that? Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning into the Battle Ready Show. Today, Nate and I are going to talk about some of the stuff that's holding you back from making progress in the gym. So tell me, Nate.
Absolutely. And I remember that well because that was me.
Same.
2-3 years in a row of, getting big and then getting small, and I was the same size. I was basically the same shape, just either smaller or larger.
Yeah. Like if you've taken a photo and you zoom in or zoom out.
That was me.
Same frame, just bigger or smaller.
Absolutely.
So what did you change?
Nutrition. I had to look at what I was eating. It finally forced me to stop being a lazy ass and figure out how much protein do I need to eat, how much carbs, how much fat, what was my calorie amount, was I in a surplus or in a deficit? I had to figure those things out, and I was just being lazy.
Right.
To be honest with you, I still wanted to maintain the way I ate, which is pretty much like an asshole, and lift heavy weights and put it down and expect that I'm going to actually change when that wasn't happening.
I'm going to eat pizza all day and become a power lifter.
Right.
Because that way I can eat what I want and just lift big weights.
Yeah, and so that was me. I'd be a power lifter every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pretty much everything I wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
So these guys that you see in the gym, right? So they're turning up every single day. They're doing the work. They think they're doing the work. This is you and I. Rewind 5-10 years maybe. You and I turn up to the gym every day. We're doing the work, but the results just aren't coming in. So now you clean up your nutrition, and that starts to work for you. You start seeing some pretty good stuff, but then you hit a stumbling block, and the results pause. And it doesn't matter what you eat or how you change things up, nothing happens. What's up with that?
Yeah, and that again, that was me, and I didn't know how to do the adjustments. And more than likely, this was probably the biggest factor. My precision was off. I was using WAG estimates, which is, if you're a carpenter, you probably know what that means. WAG is wild ass guess. So I would look down and say, oh yeah, that's about 12 ounces or 8 ounces or 4 ounces of this or that. And I'd pick at food, but not log that. And so those factors kind of never got me to where I was. So what I needed to do is actually increase my level of precision. I'd weigh my food now. I'm using measuring cups. And interestingly enough, I broke through those plateaus and went on to the next level. So that's basically, I needed more precision. Okay. What about you?
For me, very similar. I had this huge resistance to tracking food. I just thought it was such a pain in the ass, and I just didn't want to do it. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, bro, you're putting in the work and the results aren't coming. So either this is not for you or you're doing something wrong. And I couldn't believe that fitness wasn't for me. So it had to be that I was fucking something up. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's just remove all the barriers. Let's figure out what it is. So let's start tracking food, drinking more water. Because funnily enough, if you're drinking 28 cups of coffee a day, your cortisol levels are fucked.
Yeah.
All the way fucked.
Absolutely.
Which is why you're not sleeping. And when you're not sleeping, now you're not producing HGH or testosterone. Like there's a huge snowball effect. So it actually, for me, got to the remaining 23 hours a day because I was an absolute monster for an hour. But that remaining 23 was a fucking joke. And my body was a representation of that. So I had to start looking at it from a different perspective. Like, okay, cool. Well, my sleep sucks. My cortisol levels are shot. My stress is through the roof, like literally losing hair because I was so stressed out. What am I going to do to start fixing that? Okay, well, I don't need to drink 28 cups of coffee a day. How about we cut the coffee in half and add water to the equation? Stop drinking all the energy drinks and drink some water. Like, magic, right? So for me, it was the remaining 23 hours a day. And then I stopped doing the cookie cutter shit as well. I was the guy who would just buy all these online programs. Like I literally have a OneDrive folder, and I think I've got about 100 programs in there where I just spent money because I didn't want to do the work. So I was like, well, if I buy the next best program, that's the answer. Right. So I just bought all these programs, and none of them were working because I wasn't working. So stopped doing the cookie cutter thing, started actually like learning a little bit about mechanics of the body, And then things started to just click. And once you start learning how to cook, it's a game changer. You can't DoorDash every meal. That's not the one. Things started to kind of fall into play and really start like taking effect for me. And then I learned what I like and what I don't like, what works, what doesn't work, what my body responds well to, what it doesn't. And I just became a student of the game, started tracking shit. When I eat sweet potato, how do I feel? When I eat rice, how do I feel? Red skin potato. Oh my God, I feel amazing when I eat red skin potato. Fucking bring all the red skin potato. Let's go. Similar stuff. So I just became a student of the game, and I just put all the excuses to one side, where I was like, I'm done playing the victim and pretending like this is not for me. Fitness is for everyone. Like whether you've got good genetics or bad genetics, doesn't matter. You can still be in shape. Can you stand on the Olympia stage? Fuck no. That's genetics. But there's no one on this planet that can say I'm a fat fuck and it's because of my genetics. Like, no, that's your choices. It's two different, very different.
You mean there's
parts.
no big bone people? No such thing?
Bro, I've got big bones. Look at these fucking wrists. That's a big bone. But I'm still not a fat fuck anymore. I was very good at it. But like, okay, bones is a part of it, but at some point it's got to get beyond that and like get out of your own way. So I guess now let's pivot this into like what you do as a coach for Battle Ready, because you are talking to Byron 1.0, Nate 1.0, all of the excuses, all of the barriers, all of the resistance is there. What are you doing to kind of help them see that they're the makers of their own destiny, they are their own worst enemy, and they are their own problem, but they're also their solution? Like, how are you kind of coaching them through that?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you need to do if someone's just coming in directly is develop the habits, right? So we give them a couple of daily habits that they need to do. You start to track your food, you do your workouts. And we want to develop that consistency first and then start the optimization later. I think right now there's somewhat of a trend. Everybody wants to be straight into optimization before developing the habits necessary to maintain that. And that's why so many people start things and stop, stop, because they want to be good so fast that that's not sustainable. It's not going to happen that way. It's like going from hero to zero. It just doesn't happen.
So you mean I can't just crash diet my way to six-pack abs?
No.
Shit.
That's not how I got fat in the past. Slowly but surely, I was adding all this food, I was overeating, and slowly but surely over years, when I got to 240 pounds, that didn't happen overnight. It took years of me, maybe 10 pounds, a couple of months, 10 pounds, another couple of months. And so the expectation as we start coaching the men on Battle Ready is, hey, this is a lifestyle change, but let's start making it sustainable long-term so you can continue down this path and we don't burn out.
Right.
So habits first, track food, let's increase the IQ, the fitness IQ, the nutrition IQ. And slowly but surely, as we get through a couple of weeks, for example, if you're coaching with us, the number one standard, by 1 week, you should have your nutrition dialed. You should be able to hit your calories, hit your protein, and the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, you don't want it bad enough. Yeah. And I can't want it more than you. You have to want this.
Agreed.
Because if I attach, hey, if you do it in a week, I'll give you $15 million. I guarantee you everybody's going to do it.
All day. They'll take 15
exactly.
minutes,
So
they'll figure it out.
It's possible. It's really that simple. So that's how we start. We start out with just let's develop some consistency, do the workouts, nutrition habits, and we start to optimize after that.
Okay, so let's say someone thinks you're full of shit and they're doing the yo-yo diet thing. So they get shredded, then they get fat, then they get shredded, then they get shredded. Let's talk about the damage that does to your psyche, your overall self-esteem and things like that. Because I've been that guy. I can get abs this quick and I can get fat this quick because I can just do some really stupid crash diet stuff. I know how to manipulate water and carbs and fats and proteins. I know how to do all that shit. So let's talk about the fact that, yeah, you can do it slow and steady and build a track record that ultimately bleeds into other areas of your life. Or you can half-ass it like what most people do, go for the quick fix, but then what's the damaging effect of that on the back end?
Yeah, you're messing with hormones now. So you can only do that so many times. And the biggest reason that I've done that in the past a few times is you're more married to the result than the process.
Agreed.
And that's why you keep yo-yoing. You don't fully understand that this is going to be sometimes ugly because it's behavior change. You might have to edit some relationships, not just with people, but certain places and things. And you're just going to have to put those a little bit away, because if you don't, the reason why you yo-yo, and I've done it too, is you're still carrying the bricks from the past. So you end up building the same house.
Right.
You got to get rid of them or move them away. Now, is it going to happen overnight? Like I said, no. But at some point in your fitness journey, if you're still yo-yoing, you're still carrying those bricks, and you need to let them go.
Yeah.
You need to build a new house.
Right. And then you're destination driven rather than process driven.
Absolutely.
To the point where, like, I now have a different reason for waking up and training than I did 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I just wanted to look good, and I didn't really care about the consequences or the costs to it. Versus now, like, wife, 2 kids. Like, I got to be around for a lot longer. I've got responsibilities. I can't just crash diet and wreck my hormones and end up in hospital and fucking kill myself. It doesn't work. I've got other things at play. So now it's about sustainability. It's about how do I optimize micro changes in my day that can bleed into everything else and get me in the best condition possible, maintain that, while not sacrificing time with the family and stuff like that. Because, I mean, you said this actually. You said when you did that 1,020 something days in a row of running 5K or more, you were like, dude, I lost out on so much time with my family because of my commitment to running.
Absolutely.
And then, but the awareness that comes with that is fucking gangster, right? Because you're like, shit, yeah, I'm accomplishing all this stuff and it's awesome, but I'm sacrificing something that means more to me than the 1,000 days in a row or whatever.
Exactly.
But you had to see it through because you committed to 1,000 days. You were like, fuck it, we have to do this shit because that's what we do as a dude. Like, when you say you're going to do it, you do it. That in itself builds up a lot of credibility, self-esteem, confidence, and all that stuff. But there's got to be sustainability in there. Otherwise, like, you can have rippling fucking abs, but you're divorced. What good is that to anyone?
Useless.
Like, right. Hey, babe, we're not going out for date night tonight because I have to eat my fucking chicken and broccoli. I can't possibly go out to a restaurant. I can't take you out. So, fuck you. Like, how long are you going to be married for? Right?
Probably a couple months.
Right. And then your wife's going to go, do you know what, Nate, you're out of here, bro. See you later, dude. Yeah, take your abs and go find someone else who'll put up with your shit.
Right.
So there has to be that, like, sustainability. You have to build all of that in. So now as a coach, you understand this. A lot of guys come to us with relationship issues, with fatherhood issues and things like that. How are you helping them kind of remove those barriers?
The great thing about Battle Ready is the group of men that's in there, and we get so much feedback. And, you know, obviously we have on our elite program, you have conversations with B. And one of the best things that I've heard him say, and I truly believe this, is the more a man can control how he moves his body and what he puts into his mouth, the greater he's going to be able to control all the other things in his life, family, wife, and so forth like that. Because realistically, those are the 2 things that we can control. No one's force feeding me. No one's making me move my body. Those are all voluntary things that I can do and can control myself.
Agreed.
And so when men actually flip that switch and they understand, hey, I'm controlling these things now, they just look at everything else from a different perspective. And the fitter they get, the better they're able to serve their family.
But fitness is not just picking things up and putting them down.
No, it's not. I mean, I did this interesting post, and I got probably the most messaging from it, and it was a challenge. It was a 50-step challenge. Can you carry your wife for 50 steps?
Right.
And people say, oh, this is dumb. Well, what if there's an accident? What if she needs to get to a hospital? And if you can't carry your wife for 50 steps, they say, well, what if my wife is big? Well, then get stronger, dude. You married her.
Right.
It's your job to get stronger. And it's not just your wife, it's your family. What if it's your mom? What if it's your dad? What if it's your child? You need to maintain that strength as a father, as a husband, as a partner, in case of emergency. So this is not just aesthetics. It's also to serve people. Do you agree?
I 100% agree. Yeah. And the mental clarity and everything that comes through moving the body and making good choices in terms of your food, like, again, it bleeds into everything else, and everything else kind of starts falling into place really nice. So before we put a bow on this conversation, is there anything else you want to kind of touch on or leave anyone with before we kind of segue?
I think the biggest thing coaching all these men is the successful men on the Battle Ready program, extremely successful, because most of them are doing a great job. What they're doing is really pushing their limits. Some of them have never worked out. They start to figure things out on their own. Some of them have never tracked their food. And they're voluntarily doing difficult things. They ask questions, but they're self-sufficient. They're actually putting in the effort. They're paying attention. And I think that's how you get the best results, just not just with battle ray, but anything in life, is that you need to be invested, not only, me, and we talked a little bit about motivation, in the past, and maybe we'll talk about that in the future, is that they're self-motivated.
Right.
And that's a huge difference. They're not needing a quote. They just go do it. They understand that motivation comes from doing the work.
Right. Agreed, 100%. And understanding that you become a student of the game. Like, it's not just, I can pick up that weight and put it down, so now I'm going to get fit. What about your sleep? What about your cortisol? What about your stress? What about your water intake?
Absolutely.
There's a whole lot of dynamics there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think that was pretty valuable. I got a lot out of it. I appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
Absolutely.
If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll check you guys out next time.
Peace.
Check them out.